So, um, this has been kind of an interesting week. A lot of things have been changing in my life, happening in my life, and it's it'll be interesting if I get all the usual videos out. But I wanted to do a video for the new moon on Saturday, and then also I should go on live at some point that day. If it's warm enough, I'll go outside, but we'll see. Anyway, I want to start with the animal deck. And I love this animal deck. It's Colette Baron Reed, uh, Spirit Animals, and I think it was the first deck I ever bought, and it's really a lot of fun to get the energies of the animals that will be coming to guide us during the new moon. Okay, elephant, scarab beetle, and koi fish. Okay, so the elephant is learned from the past. The scarab beetle is magic works through you. And the koi fish, there's always enough. So, well, that's cool. Like if you were to do like 3 cards, past, present, and future, the first one is about the past. So the elephant, we often think of the elephant as having a really good memory. And a lot of people with really good memories tend to like to focus on history and on the past, and things that you can learn from the past, because they have such a strong memory that goes with that knowledge. So if we take a look at the elephant here, we're thinking about maybe past lives, past situations. And I'd be drawn to the kind of like a circle in the background here, and this sun. And so the sun, brings a lot of, day in, day out, comes up every morning, goes down every night, has that um, consistency about it. And they talk a lot about, you're going to know what's happening in the future when you look at the past. And so a lot of things cycle through. And I think also things in this earth are changing right now and growing. But very likely, if we were to look back at the ages, in the times before our time, we'll see patterns of changes within that. So looking at the past can help you to see how things might be going in the future. But you can also look at the past too much and spend too much time thinking about things that happened that we may not have liked. And so the new moon is all about that, you know, everything has kind of gone away and we're starting fresh and new in this experience. And so, excuse me, any of our memories are kind of like renewed or new here in the new moon. So the middle one, the scarab beetle, interesting, is 25 and 52. So it's the same numbers in the opposite order. And then 36. So 7, 7, and 9. So the beetle, um, obviously, the first thing you think about when you think of this beetle is it's it cleans people after they're dead, helps to create the mummies, and the beetle is very, very prolific. So it's like one of the largest number of critters in the world. So it's a very very, very prolific time. And so it's kind of cool to see the beetle at this time, because I'm especially being drawn to the thought of the very simple little beetle that then lets off as a light in the all of the time. And so that's kind of cool how the beetle will go from just being a little plain beetle to giving off its light. So magic is all around. We sometimes don't see it or identify it unless we're looking for it, and then it's there. So in the fireflies, it's so magical to see them flying around at night. But yet, if you actually look at them, they're just a little black beetle, like always. So with these creatures coming forth in this time of the new moon, um, the beetles saying, things might seem just very mundane, everyday, something that you see all the time and everywhere. And yet, in this particular situation, watch for the magic of the moment. And so the third card that came out for the new moon is the koi. And so you think of Pisces, you think of a fish. So this goes well with the Pisces, new moon in Pisces, and this time period in Pisces. And so as this fish, is swimming in and out of your life, my children really love koi fish, and they love to feed them and play with them, and just it's cool how they will grow to their environment. So if they're in a very small environment, they stay little, but if they're in a big environment, they grow bigger and bigger over time. And the message of the koi is there's always enough. And so if we limit ourselves in our thinking, then we're going to limit the size of what we have. And then if we allow that thinking to expand and grow, then that expands and grows inside of us. And the really cool thing is that while we often think of abundance in the sense of like maybe money and stuff like that, and that's definitely true, the more money you have, the more you can just maybe do what you want or do what you enjoy. On the other hand, maybe somebody gives you a free trip that you don't have to pay for, and that's another form of abundance. Or maybe a friend helps to take care of your kids for a weekend for free, and so you don't have to pay for the babysitter. And so there's so many little things that can bring abundance into your life, and if we limit ourselves to, okay, this is what I can do, or this is what I can afford, or I can only hope and wish for this because I'm in this small little tiny pond, then we don't grow as big. So the message of the koi for this time is, just like the moon is going to grow from the new moon back to the full moon. So, allow ourselves to have the room to grow in our lives. Okay, so these are the three animals that came out in this part of the reading. So I kind of was being drawn to using this deck that I have. It's kind of a different deck. This is the back of it, and Lenormand Oracle. You see all these different languages. So the Lenormand Oracle, what it does is you can pull, I like to pull like 3 cards and have it be a story. So let me kind of get some new energy in this for the energy of the new moon. And one more. And then I like to put Reiki energy in a deck to help guide me to the right card. Okay, so we have this one is 36, and the koi fish was also 36. So I would look up the number 36. There will be a message for you there for this time. Then there is 28 and 1. Oh, this is cool. The underneath is the 7. Kind of reminds you of the tree of life with the serpent. You know, the story is that Eve was seduced by the serpent. Okay, so 36 is a cross. The meaning is powerful protector, period of success, and religiousness. So it's a cross, powerful protector. So yeah, I could see the protector coming in there. And then the next card, this guy here, 28. Gentleman, man who is loved, trusted, a friend, or a professional. Okay, so protector, professional, man that is loved and adored. And this third one has to do with going on a trip, I believe. Let me look it up just to make sure. A young man has a pleasant, he has a pleasant surprise in store. So with this one, it's that he's going on a trip, but there's a surprise ahead that he doesn't know about. So surprise. So like if you take these 3 cards, it's that, you know, you as this person, this beloved person, this gracious gentleman of a person is being protected even in the surprises that may be happening for you. So during this time, protection is really important. And then also there may be some surprises to be watching out for. So that's kind of how those work. And I want to clarify them a little bit more with some tarot cards. Okay. So let's look at the cross first, the protection. Let's see what cards come out. Okay, so the card about, you know, protection, strength is the Page of Cups, the 4 of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. So the protection that you're seeking has to do with some emotional nature in your home. And so it could be that there is a thing occurring during this time that you're having to deal with in the home that is of an emotional nature. It could be that you are struggling with how to make things work, how to make things go correctly in the home during this time. That's kind of how I feel. And the protection that you need is with your emotions in your home environment. And so let's ask, how can you be protected emotionally? Okay, Queen of Swords, speaking the truth, taking a risk in some way, and turning to your friends for help. So, in this time, when you need to protect your heart in a home type situation, um, spending time really speaking the truth, knowing the truth, listening to your inner self and what that truth for you really is. And then the Fool is saying, let's take a leap, let's walk into something that we haven't maybe been before. And the Three of Cups to turn to your friends for help. So, in order to protect your heart at this time, speaking your truth is really going to help with that. So, one time I heard this illustration that, if somebody comes at you with something that hurts, if you just react to that, you just put your walls up, and then that's kind of as far as it goes. But if instead you put your walls down and you're your authentic self, you actually will be protected, by the angels, um, by the universe, be protected in your authenticity, and you'll be able to move forward and not be bound up, in your castle, essentially. Okay, so let's take a look at the surprise. So what surprise will be looking for at this time? Okay, the Four of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the World. So there might be, for some people, the surprise with the Four of Pentacles would be like a kind of losing that safe place, that little place that you like to just be in your security, and kind of losing your security, which makes sense with the Fool card, having to kind of like jump into the new. So losing some of that security, having to make a choice suddenly that you maybe didn't know you'd have to make, or kind of like being blindsided by some kind of decision, and just opening up to the powers of the end. The world is kind of the end of a cycle, heading into a new cycle and a new way of looking at things. So, this new moon, of course, is a new cycle. And it's going to be, the surprise is going to have something to do with some choices that you have to make that will make you feel very insecure. But in that, you will be having a new cycle coming into your life. So let's take a look at how, what kind of choices you might be faced with. What type of choices are you being faced with? What type of choices? Okay. Okay, so Four of Cups, Nine of Swords, and Page of Wands. And then underneath is the moving card. So for some people, it'll be a physical move that has to happen. Maybe your house will all of a sudden, they'll be like, oh, you can't rent your house anymore. We're going to sell it in a month, or stuff like that. So, so the choices, maybe, having the opportunity there, but not having seen it before. And it'll have something to do with me, letting go of something that's been in your head, been keeping you up at night. It's really been keeping you from being where you want to be. And the Page of Wands, the choice having something to do with kind of a direction, a passion, a focus, maybe even a message coming in along those lines. So a surprise message that brings on this new opportunity and move both in your mind and in your body. Okay, so this new moon, I think, and I mean, it's a very emotional one. I think it's going to be a big change and switch for a lot of people, going into kind of a new perspective here in, heading toward Ostera, the spring equinox, and those times. Okay, so let's end by looking at a couple of oracle cards. The love. Okay. Take a chance on love and physical touch. Ooh, this is cool. This reminds me of the Six of Swords card, going through the water, heading toward this new beginning, this new place. And look at the faces in the clouds. So many, omens and opportunities. And then physical touch, find ways to be there for people, especially right now when we're not doing as much physical touch, and try to be part of that for them. And let's take a look at the chakra to focus on right now. So I do offer Reiki treatment, so it can help to align your chakras and those kind of things, bring things into better functioning in your body and in your soul. Visualization. So it's the third eye. So right now, with all these things happening, this reading with like so much turmoil and crazy things happening in your life and big decisions to make, the most important thing is to spend time in meditation, visualize your future, but also to really use your third eye to listen to your inner self. Spend time in meditation and contemplation, listening to your inner self. And that's going to be really important at this time. Okay, well, thank you for coming to the reading for the new moon. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to get all the other readings out. I'm trying to work on them, but things are happening my kids are going to a new schooling system. It's going really well, but it's been a lot of work to get that going. There's just a lot of things that are happening new right now, and so we'll take it one day at a time. Notice that's kind of the case for all the readers. Okay, all right, take care.